Hey all, just making a video. This one is on Uniswap. I think it is a good opportunity for a swing. Now, let's look at this picture. 3 month, right? I created this yellow ray based on this support point on the 3 month, right? Let's look at the weekly. We could see how it reacted. 2 times it bounced almost perfectly off. This time it was almost perfect, considered a deviation. And this time technically is also a deviation, right? Um, this is a key level. And what do we have happening right here? Deviations below. In other words, or another thing to look at is the weekly close, because now we're on the weekly chart. Uniswap does not want to close weekly under this point, and it's tried to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Well, this will be the fifth time. So that's why I'm somewhat bullish. The chart is not the best, but for that specific reason, I am liking it. Okay. Now that trend line is not the best, of course. I'm not a big fan of trend lines in general, but let us look at the 4-hour chart, which is what I'm basing my trade off of, my entry. Um, we just reclaimed this high. I'm actually going to delete the yellow line just for now so that we could see what I'm doing. We have this high and we have this high. If we come down and we bounce, then this would be a higher low and this would be a higher high. So that would be likelihood of starting an uptrend. Now, if we start an uptrend based on the 4-hour chart, and we get to this level, well, that is the uptrend on the daily. So we would want to ideally break above here, but even further break above there, right here, and then retest and then keep going up. Okay, so that's the idea with this one. Now, obviously, we looked at the weekly close and that line that I had set up. Every time it gets to that point where it's under under that line, the bulls just buy up Uniswap and try to bring it back up. Okay, so that is part of the thesis. Now, what would be my stop loss on this? Well, because we're entering based on the 4 hours, let's go to the 4-hour chart. I would not want Uniswap trading below this. So this is the thing, we have a very tight stop loss. I usually make the stop loss blue. Obviously, it would be a bit below this candle, something like that, like very little bit, but below. Um, if you want to play a bit more risky, you can have your stop loss here. But let's look again on the larger time frames. What is the reward? The reward is massive. You know, we have maybe this as resistance, maybe this as resistance, and maybe this. That's what I'd be looking. And I mean, Uniswap, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's, in fact, gaining more and more traction as meme coins on Base and I wouldn't say Ethereum, meme coins on Base start picking up. So that's the thesis. Um, I'm probably going to be having my stop loss be the more risky one because I am looking at it also from a longer term perspective. So we do want to be able to have our risk enough. And I'll also be watching for a weekly close below the green line, which should be yellow. It was yellow before there. Um, any weekly close below the yellow line, or I'd be looking to close depending on what happens. So yeah, hard stop loss here. Price target 1 would probably be here. That would be shaving 33%. And then we got these blue lines, which you saw how I drew for the rest of the price targets. And yeah, I think this could be the bottom for Uniswap, depending on what happens to Bitcoin. I will be doing an analysis on Bitcoin right after this video, so stay tuned.